Hello, ladies and gentlemen, I am Fable Joey, and I am here to review the third installment in the How to Train Your Dragon series, The Hidden World. I cannot wait to review this. I actually got to see this 3 weeks early, so that's why this review is so early. And before we get into it, I do have to say, I was a big fan of the How to Train Your Dragon books as a younger kid. I mean, I didn't read all of them because I'm pretty sure there's about 12 or 13, I could be wrong, but I enjoyed them a lot, and I read them after the movie came out, and really the books are so different from the movies, and like, it's a good thing, because, I don't know, I guess they transferred it over to like being a movie. It just worked a little bit better. I mean, I love the books, but like, these movies are kind of like probably my favorite animated movie series, so I am so excited. I was so excited to see this movie. Just everything about How to Train Your Dragon has always spoke to me, whether it's the books or the movies. I love it all, so I can't wait to get into this review. Alright, so the third How to Train Your Dragon movie. I mean, the gaps in between these movies, I mean, I'm pretty sure it took around like 5 or 6 years for the second one to come out, and then it was another like 4 or 5 years for the third one to come out. So there's been some pretty big gaps in these, and there's time gaps across the movies as well. I know that there's a TV show, I bet it's on Netflix or something. I don't know if that's canon or not, but there's a lot of that. So there's a lot of How to Train Your Dragon, with the TV show, the books, and the movies have always been my favorite. Now, I wasn't the biggest fan of the second How to Train Your Dragon, but that doesn't mean I was any less excited for the third one to come out, and thank goodness the third one delivered as a fantastic finale. And since this is spoiler-free, because, I mean, it is 3 weeks early, so a lot of people haven't seen it yet, I'll go light on the plot details. So, guys, I didn't watch a single trailer going into this movie, and if you've avoided trailers for the movie so far, keep it like that. If you're going in as blind as I was to the movie, you're just going to enjoy it more. Now, I mean, I love the movie, don't get me wrong, I think it's fantastic, but I have to say that the movie theater I saw it in was so distracting. I mean, it's a film for kids, I get that, so obviously there are going to be lots of little kids there, but sometimes it's just a bit frustrating when there's like 100 children in a movie theater just commenting on everything. I don't know. If you have a similar screening appearance like as mine, where there's a lot of little kids and it kind of gets you away from the movie, you can comment that down below. But even with little kids making comments here and there, it was just like, you can't deny how much fun these movies are. Like, the music in every, like, even though I didn't love 2, I did love the music. I think that the music in the How to Train Your Dragon films is incredible. John Powell does the score, and he does an amazing job doing the Hidden World score, and it is just incredible. The animation is top-notch. In a world where we get new animated films that just kind of look the same, like the animation hasn't really progressed. You have like, oh, there's another Secret Life of Pets movie. What did they do? Better on the fur? And it's like, you see How to Train Your Dragon, The Hidden World, and you see how beautiful this kind of animation can be. Because personally, I'm a hand-drawn animation person. I just like that style better. But when you see something like this, you realize that all the artists were working so hard. And it looks beautiful on screen. If you can see it in like IMAX or on a 3D, I mean, I didn't, but I bet it would be incredible like that, because the How to Train Your Dragon films are just so immersive, and I don't know, but I just feel so attached to all the characters, and like, I have to say, the best part of this movie is just Toothless. Like, I could just watch hours of just Toothless being Toothless, and it would be like fantastic. He is the best part of all the How to Train Your Dragon movies. I mean, Hiccup's fantastic, but Toothless is what I go for. I think that he's hilarious, and in this movie, if you have seen some of the trailers, you'll know why Toothless is such a big part of this movie, as he is in the other movies, but like, he's really like the biggest part of the film, and like what happens with his character is the biggest part of the film, but seeing how everything plays out is just so much fun, and like I said, the animation is beautiful, the music is a perfect accompaniment to everything that is happening on screen. The movie is just fun. It's fun, and it is a perfect conclusion to the How to Train Your Dragon series. If you're a How to Train Your Dragon fan, I mean, you owe it to yourself to go see this. You've been waiting 4 to 5 years for the movie. It is absolutely breathtaking, and the story is so fantastic. I had a couple problems with the main villain, and I'd say the first 20 minutes of the film are a little bit slow, and it kind of feels a little bit all over the place, but it does, like, towards, I guess, that 30-minute mark, it wraps together, and it feels more like a movie. The first 20 minutes or so kind of feel like an episode that doesn't have anything to do with the real story, and it was like kind of weird watching it. I was like, oh, is this right? And then like it all comes together. So if you're feeling like that, don't worry, it gets better, it gets amazing. And like I said, the villain he's better than the second movie's villain. I like him a lot. In the first movie, you don't really have a like main bad guy, I guess, but I think that the villain in this movie is good. He's a good villain. We just don't get enough of him, whether it's screen time or character development. I just kind of wish we saw a little bit more of him, but he is very intimidating, and I feel like children will be scared of him. Like, he's a good villain, and he has a he knows what he's doing. He's not just a villain to be a villain. Like, he has a plan, and he executes it fairly well, and it's very entertaining to see how the characters deal with situations in this movie, as it is in the other How to Train Your Dragon films, but you really get to see how the characters have grown up, because we're seeing these characters for the last time, and it is just like, honestly, if you're a How to Train Your Dragon fan, and if you're kind of around the same age as me, I was a young kid seeing the movie in theaters for the first time, and I just remember absolutely loving it. And seeing the third installment, which is supposed to be the last one, and seeing just a couple scenes in there and thinking about me as a young kid sitting in the movie theater watching How to Train Your Dragon 1, it brought a couple tears to my eyes, because really, it's just a beautiful ending. And I'm not, gonna say anything really about the plot, because I honestly think if you don't know anything about this movie, I mean, if you're watching this, you know a little bit. It's a How to Train Your Dragon film. It's kind of like the other ones. Animation's great, but try to stay away from everything as much as possible. And just enjoy it, because, this is just, you don't get a movie like this. You don't get a sequel like this every once in a while. I mean, there are great sequels, but this is a great sequel. It is a fantastic sequel. I don't think I like it better than the original How to Train Your Dragon, just because that movie is pure nostalgia to me, and I love everything about it, but it is so close to being that good, and it made me feel so young again. It made me feel like that little kid just watching Toothless on the screen, and I love How to Train Your Dragon. I think it's fantastic. I think DreamWorks knocked it out of the park. I actually love DreamWorks. Kung Fu Panda, amazing. How to Train Your Dragon, amazing. And I mean, I don't hate the second How to Train Your Dragon movie. I just think the trailers kind of ruined it for me. That's why I stayed away from trailers. But How to Train Your Dragon Hidden World is absolutely phenomenal. Nearly everything about it brought a smile to my face. I'm going to give the film a 9.6 out of 10. I thought it was absolutely fantastic. I think that anyone who is a fan of How to Train Your Dragon, or animation in general, should go check this out. It is a perfect kid film, and it's also, adults can enjoy it. I enjoyed it. I thought it was wonderful. Everything is spectacular about this movie. The animation, the music, the characters. Oh, I can't wait to see it again. I can't wait to see it again when there's not hundreds of little kids. That'll be really nice. Guys, I love the way that this wrapped up the How to Train Your Dragon series. I could not have asked for a better finale. I loved this movie, and I think everyone should go give it a shot if they're a fan of the series, or even if they're not. It's just fun, and it'll make you smile, and it makes you feel like a kid, and I loved nearly everything about it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Expect new videos soon, and this is probably the earliest I've ever gotten a movie review out. I mean, it's 3 weeks before the film releases, and I don't know. I had a blast with the movie. I hope you guys do too, and if you've already seen it, comment down below what you thought of it. I love How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World, and there we go.